Harlequin and Columbine. "It's useless to cry, Columbine," declared Pantalone. "My mind's made up." He mounted his horse. "I'm going to search the world until I find my cousin's son, Marlowe. He was stolen by bandits when he was 3 days old. But I'll find him. I'll adopt him. Marlowe will get all my money and you'll get nothing. You, Columbine, will marry Stentorello, the poet." Poor little Columbine clung to her father's hand and wept. "I don't want your money, father, but don't marry me to Stentorello. I love Harlequin." "The wedding will take place the day I get back, and while I'm gone, you'll stay locked in your room. As for Harlequin, I forbid you ever to see that rogue again." So Pantalone rode away to search for the long-lost Marlowe. Columbine was locked in her bedroom, and Harlequin, who loved her, roamed the streets with no home to call his own. As evening fell, Harlequin knocked at the door of the last house in town. "I can cook, clean, run messages, and do washing. Have you any work for me?" The owner of the house peered at Harlequin from under thick black eyebrows and twitched his long red plait. "Ah, a servant, eh? To fetch and carry. I'll need a servant when I marry. Come inside and say hello. My name is Signor Stentorello." A sea chest stood open in the hall. "Are you planning a trip?" asked Harlequin. Yes, indeed. I'm going to see my young and lovely bride-to-be. Her stupid father's gone away and locked her in both night and day. Poor girl, think how she'll cry and pine. Unhappy little Columbine." "Columbine?" whispered Harlequin. "Do you mean to say you're going to marry Pantalone's daughter?" "The moment Pantalone comes home." Tears welled up in Harlequin's eyes. "Does she love you?" Perhaps not yet, but love will grow. Just look at me. I'm quite a beau." His grin showed a gaping hole where his front teeth should have been. "And you, my little checkered friend, are going to help me to my end." Stentorello stepped into the trunk and sat down. "Take this chest with me inside as a present for my bride. Say it comes from Stentorello. And do be quick, you lazy fellow." Harlequin closed the lid. "Are you in love, master?" A muffled voice replied. "I'm in love devotedly with that splendid fellow, me." "Careful!" Harlequin swung the trunk onto his shoulders and, bumping his way out of the house, walked slowly back to town. He stopped on a bridge and looked down at the water. "Shall I throw it into the canal and let the current carry it down to the sea?" he thought. But Stentorello had given him a job, and kind-hearted Harlequin did not want him to float on the ocean forever. So he carried the chest to Pantalone's house and knocked on the door. "Oh, go away, Harlequin," snapped the new servant. "No one's allowed in here, especially you." "But I've brought a present for Columbine from my new master." The servant looked suspicious, but he opened the door. "Will you take it up to her?" said Harlequin, clutching his aching back. It's too heavy for me," said the lazy servant. "You take it up. Here's the key." So Harlequin bumped the chest upstairs. He stood it on end, he shook it, he thumped it down on the landing, and unlocked Columbine's door. At the sight of Harlequin, her face lit up. "Madam," said Harlequin, bowing low. "I bring a present from your fiancé Stentorello. This chest contains the thing he loves most in all the world." And then he winked. Columbine put her head on one side. Then a smile spread over her face, and she said very loudly, "Whatever can it be? He loves it best, you say. Perhaps it's his horse. But I don't want a horse, Harlequin. Take it away and sell it to the army." "Oh, but it might be his fine red velvet cloak," said Harlequin loudly. "In that case it'll be full of fleas. You had better take the trunk downstairs at once and burn it." "But it might not be his cloak," said Harlequin, trying not to laugh. "It might be a fortune in gold." "We can soon find out," exclaimed Columbine. "Take it down to the canal and throw it in. If it's full of gold, it will sink at once, and you may pull it out." A squeaky snort came from inside the trunk, and it shook. "But it might not be gold," said Harlequin. "It could even be Stentorello. He did tell me that he loved nobody but himself." "In that case," replied Columbine, "you can chop it up with an axe, Harlequin, for you know I love only you." The chest burst open, and Stentorello leapt out of it like a jack-in-the-box. He did not stop to open the door, but jumped straight over the balcony, shouting, "No army, water, fire, or axe! Help! Save me! Murder! Pax!" Harlequin and Columbine hugged each other and danced round the room. "Run away with me, Harlequin," she said. "I know where Papa keeps his money. We'll take it with us." Harlequin shook his head. "I won't rob your father, but we will give a party before we go, and we'll call it Pantalone's party, because Pantalone will pay for it, and we'll invite all the poor people and servants who never get invited to parties. Now, where's that money?" But down in the street, below the balcony, Pantalone was picking himself up off the ground. He had come home just in time to be jumped upon and squashed flat. "What's the meaning of this?" he thundered. "By earth and air, fire and water, Harlequin can keep your daughter," shrieked Stentorello, and ran off home. Pantalone did not go indoors. "I'll finish that Harlequin once and for all. If he spends 1 penny of my money, I can have him thrown in jail forever." And away he went, muttering. For a whole day he waited. Then he came back with the police. But he could hardly believe his eyes. His rundown house was decked with flags and flowers, and music was pouring out of the windows. Threadbare servants and ragged beggars were trooping in through the front door. Some saw him and waved and called, "So generous, Signor! 1,000 thanks!" The hungry guests sat down at table, and Harlequin gave a toast. "To happiness, fun, and love. And to Pantalone, who paid for all this. May he one day find the long-lost Marlowe and live happily ever after." "Hurrah!" said all the guests. "Arrest that man!" barked Pantalone, pointing at Harlequin. The officers fell on him, and in the struggle tore his patchwork suit. A medallion that Harlequin wore under his shirt shone in the sunlight for a moment. "Wait!" said Pantalone. He snatched at the chain round Harlequin's neck. "Where did you steal this, you rogue?" "I've had it always," said Harlequin, "ever since I was a baby." "But I gave this medallion to the baby Marlowe the day before he was stolen by bandits. Officers, let this boy go. He's the long-lost son of my cousin, and he has a perfect right to spend my money as he likes. He's like a son to me." Harlequin and Columbine looked at each other, hardly daring to hope. "Then, may I marry him, Papa?" "Well, of course you must marry him. I forbid you to marry anyone else. Let the party continue. We'll have the wedding this afternoon. But Marlowe—" "Yes, Uncle," said Harlequin obediently. "If another person jumps out of a window on top of me, I'll beat you till your ears wag. Is that perfectly understood?" "Perfectly, Uncle," said Harlequin. "Hurrah!" shouted the guests. "Hurrah!" exclaimed the officers of the watch. And everybody sat down to the feast.